Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here and today we're testing the new foundation from Too Faced. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. There are a lot of reviews on this product floating around out there. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews and it seems to me that people with dry skin generally don't like this as much as people with oily skin. But the only way to know for sure is to test it ourselves. I have very dry skin, so this should be interesting. Typically, very matte face products don't look great on me. I go more towards glowy, radiant, but this says that it's for all skin types. This foundation is a Sephora exclusive. There are 12 shades available and it retails for $36. There are 1.6 fluid ounces in here, which is a little bit more than the average foundation. An average foundation has 1 fluid ounce, so it does seem like you're getting a lot for the price. As you can see, I have a nice big red blemish right here, so what better day to test a foundation and really see how the coverage is. Right off the bat, I really like the packaging here. It has this tube style applicator and it does have the pump. As always with Too Faced, it's super cute. I do think that this would be great for traveling too because it's not in a glass bottle. This new line does have a primer that released alongside these foundations. This is a mattifying primer, so I think since I already have dry skin and I'm going to be using a matte foundation, I'm not going to use this primer with it. I just think that's too much matte, too dry, so just for your information, there is a mattifying primer to go with this. If you have oily skin, this is probably something that'll work well for you, but I'm not going to be testing this today. I just don't think that's going to set us up for success. Enough of the chit chat, let's put this foundation on. Before we get to the foundation, I'm using two of my favorite primers. First, I use the Primed and Poreless around the center of my face where I have more pores. Then I used Hangover RX around the perimeter just to hydrate my skin a little bit. Then I'm going to mix 2 shades together. I'm using Nude and Vanilla, just about a pump and a half of each. Mix those together and then I'm going to apply that to my face. It's looking very orange. I'm nervous. I'm gonna start by applying this just to half of my face and then blending it in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush so that you can see what it looks like compared just to my bare skin. Here's a close-up of the foundation applied just to one side. On the left side of the screen you see the foundation and on the right side is just my skin. Let's go ahead and even the other side out now. Here's a little close-up of the foundation on my whole face. You can already tell it looks pretty dry. I'm gonna try my best to make it work. Let's see if a damp Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge can help us out a little bit. Here's a close-up after going back over the foundation with a damp sponge. No extra product, no powder, nothing like that. Just use a damp sponge to press the foundation into my skin, and I do think that it helped it look a little bit better, but you can see it's pretty dry around my mouth. Okay, so I finished up the rest of my face off camera. I'm not wearing any eyeshadow right now because I'm about to film an eyeshadow tutorial, but I'll list all the products that I use to finish my face in the description box just in case you're curious. I did not powder over this foundation. I did spray some Fix Plus all over my face and then I waited until it was almost dry and then I kind of pressed it in with this sponge. That's a method that I use very frequently whenever I feel that my foundation is looking a little bit dry. And to be honest, I already know that I'm not gonna love this foundation. It does look pretty dry on my skin. I think from far away it looks good, but when you get really close, you can see the dry spots, like around my nose and around my mouth, really. The rest of my face, it looks good. Like, I think it looks good on my forehead, it looks good on my cheeks, but we're here for a wear test. It's about 10:30 a.m. right now, so I'm going to go film an eyeshadow tutorial. I have some errands to run. I'm gonna live my life, and then I'll be back in a few hours to check in and see how this foundation looks on this super dry face. Okay friends, I'm back to check in on this Peach Perfect foundation. I've been wearing it for a little over 5 hours now. I filmed another video, I went to run some errands, so I think that we've had a decent amount of time to test this. Let's do the close-up. Here's a close-up of my face after 5 hours of wear, and I still think it looks good across my cheeks, but I do not think it looks great around my mouth and around my nose, especially the nostril area. It's just looking pretty dry. In between the eyebrows, you can tell when I move my face around that this just kind of settles into the lines and looks a little patchy. My feelings on this foundation are kind of complicated. To just cut to the chase, I don't love it, but I actually don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to. I'm really not a fan of matte foundations. I have dry skin. Matte products on my face generally don't wear very well, and this is not really the most flattering on my skin. I think from afar it looks good. I like the coverage. It's a medium coverage. I think that the shade turned out to be a much better match than I originally thought when I was first mixing my little foundation concoction. It looked super orange, but once I blended it into the skin, I think that it ended up looking pretty good. I do have some kind of dry patch areas. Between my eyebrows and around my mouth are the main problem areas. I think it looks kind of dry, just not super smooth, not very natural. I do think that this foundation, shocking, would be better if you have combo or oily skin. If you have dry skin, I would really recommend the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is one of my all-time favorite foundations. It has a very natural satin finish, and this does have a little bit more coverage as well. There are way more shades available in the Born This Way foundation. I think there's 24 shades, and they are going to release more shades too. They're expanding deeper skin tones into the Born This Way foundation, which I love. I'm super happy that's happening. While the Peach Perfect foundation did turn out better than I thought it was going to, I still think that Born This Way is the way to go. I'm not ready to completely give up on this foundation yet. I would like to try to mix it with a more radiant foundation and see if I can make it work that way. I would love to hear your thoughts on this foundation. If you've tried it, let us know. What's your skin type? What was your experience? I always love to hear how things work for you guys too. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Testing the new... That's what's on my face. It's just like around the nose and around the mouth. Looking a little crusty. So that's fun. Good luck with that. This, what is it? Peach Perfect. While the Just Peachy, what is it? Gosh, why can't I remember? Peach Perfect. What? Okay, that's enough of that. Oh.